Welcome back. With me now is the CEO of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, or the BCCEC, Dr. Leo Rolle, and he's here to discuss the Chamber's vision and the 2024-2025 budget communication. Good morning, Dr. Rolle, and welcome to Bahamas At Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Appreciate you being here. I always learn so much in these types of conversations. Let's dig right in. Can you share your vision of the Chamber and some of its immediate plans?
Sure. So the Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation has a very robust history. And so my ascent to the CEO role now is just to build on that history that we have with the help of an exciting team. We're looking at some of the low-hanging fruits, so very shortly you'll see the Chamber go through a facelift. That has been donated by some of the MSMEs that are a part of the Chamber. You'll also see a sign go up. You'll see a very strategic push towards membership. At present, we're around 173 members. We're looking to double that within the first year. The Chamber was very active in terms of the Chamber Institute, and so that will come back very shortly. We will also be a voice in terms of policies, advocacy for our members, and of course advice. And so you'll see a lot of the initiatives that we once had, Business After Dark, a lot of the opportunities for collaboration. We have a number of trade missions planned, Kuwait, London, Canada. And so we're going to have a very, very exciting year with collaborations, as well as building that drive for membership and helping the government to help MSMEs as best we can.
That's fantastic. It sounds like you have a pretty stacked plan there.
Oh, yes.
In terms of the membership. Tell us a little bit about why, I guess, businesses should be a member of the Chamber, and what are some of the benefits?
So that's a great question. Benefits to being a member of the Chamber of Commerce are wide. We are actually the advocacy arm for small businesses with government policies. We also help in terms of export readiness. So as I mentioned, when we're looking at some of these trade missions, they are an opportunity for that mutually beneficial proposition or collaboration where Bahamians abroad, whether they own MSMEs or whether they are just living abroad, can actually tap into the Bahamian market again. And similarly, Bahamians who are living in the Bahamian market and own MSMEs can actually tap into those foreign markets. Right. And so it's a great opportunity. We're also, in terms of advice, we have a lot of strategic partnerships and collaborations. So when an MSME may otherwise be unable to access government or access policymakers, we're that bridge and that buffer between the two. And so there are a number of benefits. What we are working on, though, is a proper benefits package so that persons are better able, because we get that question a lot, what is the benefit of being a Chamber member? And so very shortly, you'll see a document that actually outlines all of the benefits that come with being a part of the Chamber.
That's fantastic, and I like how you said being export ready. So when I ready to go send my GNAP over to wherever I need to go, right? Y'all can get me sorted on, right?
Absolutely.
So we're talking a little bit about the budget communication, and that's recently been coming out. I know there isn't an official position, but what has been your thoughts so far?
So not really my thoughts, but what we like to do from a Chamber standpoint is we are the advocacy or voice for our members. And so prior to releasing anything, we always go to the members to understand what their perspective is. And so we had an actual survey that members completed, and that survey was able to tell us where the areas of weaknesses were and where members wanted to see more help from government. And so in areas like inland revenue, the ease of doing business, they talked about Registrar General, they talked about access to capital, which is sort of a phenomenal issue for MSMEs. They talked about more skill sets. So later this year, in June sometime, I'm going to India on behalf of the Chamber to look at a skills conference where I'm helping to develop skill sets for MSMEs. And so some of these areas I've seen already being touched. We're going to wait for the debate to actually start, but I'm happy to see that there aren't any additional taxes, because that was one major issue that a lot of the members were saying relative to the survey that they completed.
And why do you think that they're concerned about the taxes?
Well, of course, businesses operate. My philosophy with business is how do you operate to generate a profit, but also impact the community. And so when we talk about corporate social responsibility, but businesses at the end of the day operate to generate a profit. And so if you are not balancing your expenditure versus your revenue, and taxes is obviously one part of that. And of course, it's always a way to cripple a business, and so businesses are always concerned about taxes, and rightly so.
So what do you, when you look over the next, I guess, year or so, what's one of the big milestones you want to achieve during your time as CEO?
So again, I think one of the bigger milestones is the Chamber Institute. Why that is such a big milestone is because before now, I spoke about my time at BAF as a training manager, and that was one of the places that we used. And a lot of other organizations use the Chamber and their access and their skill set to help to build the capacity within their organizations.
Right.
I think that's a very large thing that's going to come back very, very shortly. I'm in the process now of drafting and revising the curriculum so that it's actually able to meet the needs of the business community. So things like financial planning, customer service, ease of doing business, development of your skill sets, is a very big deal. And so once that comes back, I think that's one of the biggest milestones, as well as the facelift, because you'll find that a lot of persons walk into the chamber not knowing who we are,
yes,
so they feel like it's a law firm or it's some government agency. And so being able to put that sign up being donated by Sign Island and that facelift being donated by Dynamic Builders is a great move.
Well, that sounds fantastic. It sounds like your role as CEO is kicking off to a great start. You have lots of plans there, and we wish you success and the Chamber's success. And over the upcoming months, I'll submit my application for my Connect business, and I'll see you at the Institute once it's all ready.
I'll personally take your application.
All right. Dr. Rolle, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
I appreciate that.
You're watching Bahamas At Sunrise. We'll be right back.